We'll watch Captain Nemo here from Team KLAUS. Let's see
what is going on, guys. Judo Sloth here, and welcome to the final moments of Team Judo versus Team KLAUS. I have my co-host with me, Adam from Time to Clash. What is going on, my friend? Thank you for joining me.
Well, what is going on is a good question. It's great to be here, and we've got Captain Nemo going in on Judo Sloth. You may know him.
Yeah, you may. Live right now. So guys, Adam is over on Twitch as well. I appreciate I've just kind of jumped in on his stream and then took over for a few minutes here, but it's just to kind of give you guys a bit of a welcome. I'm getting attacked right now, and we're basically going to give you a dual commentary here for the final hour and a half. And Adam still has an attack left. I have 2 attacks left, and then we will break down the war and things as we move along.
What's happened at Town Hall 9? Talk me through that. I saw some of it. I mean, our guys were beasts. They really were. I got DM'd. I got complaints from people saying we were too good at Town Hall 9, so they had to scout. So that was reassuring. But obviously, Team KLAUS struggled at Town Hall 9. Do we know? Is there a reason? Was it just bad luck?
I guess so. I mean, you know that they had an extra Town Hall 10, and we kind of said we'd just roll with that because, you know, it is what it is. It took a lot of organisation. It's not a super serious war, and they had a couple of Town Hall 9s with lower heroes as well, so it kind of balanced out. They had, I think, at least 3 or 4 with heroes kind of in the 20s. So I guess that plays a little bit of a factor to be nice, but ultimately, you know, they just struggled at Town Hall 9, and we came out of the gates. Obviously, you bringing in a lot of your expert Town Hall 9 players at the end there, Adam, helped out as well.
One of them used witches. I was very disappointed. I spoke to her about not using witches, and she did it anyway. It was cruel. It was really cruel. We've got Snyder in the on the Twitch stream as well from Reddit Omega, so shout out to him. Good to see you, Snyder.
Yes, welcome everyone just joining over on YouTube as well. Thanks Avenger, Lisa, Brandon, everyone just joining. We're having a dual stream here with Adam from Time to Clash. He does have a YouTube channel, but ultimately he's over there streaming on Twitch as well, so feel free to jump over there, show him some love as well. And it looks like we have another live attack, Adam.
Yeah, you got a defense, so nice job there. Those pink walls doing the job.
You know what?
What's the story with the pink walls then?
Well, I get asked just about every single live stream, but basically, I've just always got extra things to upgrade. I'd far rather upgrade a defense than a wall. I mean, unless someone is, you know, unless the bowlers get caught on the walls in the middle of my base, it's really irrelevant. No one's wall breaking that deep, or very few people. They're just going to jump over it anyway, so it's almost irrelevant. I'd rather just save up and upgrade a defense faster rather than plow gold endlessly into walls. I'll do that at the end.
Wow, did Nedster get lucky on this one? His king and queen both tried to wander, but the king just pulled them back in. The black man did a superb job ending the baby dragon that was meant to funnel, and Nedster breathes a sigh of relief as he gets all 3 heroes inside. He doesn't get the bowlers in, but honestly, considering how that one started, he should be grateful that he got anything in. I think that queen will make it to the eagle as long as he can get that witch down.
Yeah,
Let's have
exactly.
a look. That witch is...
Just about to say that there's 2
poison.
witches actually, so I think he's going to struggle here.
He's in big trouble here. His queen's going down. It's all over. I mean, to be fair, he has got the enemy queen, but those witches with those skellies, they're going to do huge damage to those hogs. He doesn't have a poison. It's going to be a defense here for Team Judo again. You guys can keep those Ds rolling in the chat over on Twitch. We can throw those defenses out there. We know we're safe on that one again. Messing up the funnel messes up so many raids at any Town Hall level, particularly 10 and 11 though at the minute. If you can spoil that funnel at the start, it's very hard to turn it around. And look at that team of skellies getting it done. It must have been joined by a couple of skelly traps as well, and there's just a zerg of skellies. They've split up and there's still hundreds of them in each pile. Crazy stuff there. Wrecking those togs. We get a defense. I mean, the best part about this war is we've won at we're winning at every level at the minute. 9, 10, and 11. You must feel pretty proud.
Yeah, again, it's just a lot of, you know, it's just fun to kind of get a bit of hype in the community on the bye week. I thought it'd be cool to, you know, people always talk about on YouTube, which I never tend to go into, this whole negative side of everyone's leaving Clash of Clans, all the YouTubers are leaving and all this kind of, you know, jargon. And I just thought it'd be cool to get the people that just focus on Clash of Clans together in a war and get their subscribers in. I just thought it'd be a good laugh. And you know, it certainly has been. And it's funny watching Nedster attack there again, because you might not realise, but he was on stream with us in London Live. He did an attack live, and it was probably the funniest attack I've ever seen in my life.
What happened on that one? I remember one attack from London Live, but it wasn't Nedster's. I'll tell you about that in a second. You tell me about Nedster first. What happened with his attack?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty ironic that you've been talking on your stream about not wanting to have too many shots because, you know, you don't want to attack drunk, and ultimately that is what happened with Nedster. And he had this whole plan. It was when the clone spell had, you know, just came out. He had this whole plan of when to use the clone spell on the balloons, and they all just, you know, went one way, and he had planned the clone spell on the other side of the base, and he just dropped it with like no troops there whatsoever. And he was so hyped about this clone spell, and he missed it completely. It was just so funny. Had to be there.
Well, I remember the attack from the guy who tried to swag live on stream, and then he failed the attack because he tried to swag. And it's not often that happens. Karma doesn't hit that often, but it did on that one. And I remember, because I even made a meme about it. It's not often I make a meme, but I was that impressed with it. I can't remember the guy who did it, but I remember that somebody... And it was an easy triple. All he had to do was heal his back-end hogs, but he was determined to swag. And then the hogs started to drop, and then he panicked and threw the heal down, but it was too late by that point. And yeah, it amused me no end. I still remember that one from London Live. It was a fun day. I remember doing it, because obviously me and Shubaloo streamed it, even though we weren't there. And then we handed over to yourself and to Smaug. And like I said, it was a really fun event, because... I mean, you know what it's like. Once you've streamed yourself, you tend to come away from the computer sort of thing. Like, it's quite tiring. But I actually watched it all the way through. I watched all of Shubaloo's stream and all of your stream as well, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was great that, you know, you guys got involved as well. And again, thank you so much for that. It was a great day to have the war streamed as much as it was. And, you know, obviously being there as well, we had raffles, we had friendly challenge tournaments. It was just a good day out, and to be able to get with like-minded clashes as well, and ultimately raise money for charity.
This dirty hit is going to triple. His queen's not even gone inside. But she's gonna triple, I can tell. He's got that queen ability left.
Plenty of witches around there as well to help out.
Apologies, I've had a sub over on Twitch, so thank you very much to Jonathan. Thank you for the sub in that chat for him. And then let's talk about this witch here. I mean, we've seen a couple of hits in this war particularly that have been just ridiculous. They should have failed and they didn't.
Yeah.
How? What is going on? Do you think so this weekend to make it a bit more fun for us?
What was that? I lost you there, sorry.
I just said that, do you think SUPERCELL have tweaked one of the algorithms or something? I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but just as I started the stream, someone went in 10v10. He had no time left. It was a time fail. And somehow the last shot on that Expo takes it down. It was like, what?
I think it was an elixir storage right at the end, but it just wasn't full health either, was it? Which certainly helped him out. And
it said no seconds on the screen, though. It actually said no seconds, but he still got the triple. It was brutal. 11v11 there from Team KLAUS. They've actually evened it up now. That's 5-all. Judo, you're going to have to step up and get a six-pack here. Put us back in front.
Well, we will see. I mean, do you want to attack first, or do you want me to use my one attack and then... No.
I want to have a drink and watch you triple. That's what I want to do.
Oh, dear. Oh,
Are you drinking as well?
No, I'm actually on call at work, so that's how I started my stream a little bit late. I got called into work, so obviously I have things set up here where I'd have to just kind of drop it if I got called in, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's no problem. Right, well, I still owe one shot, so I'm just going to quickly do this because somebody donated earlier. They like to get me drunk when I'm attacking, I've noticed this. They're pretty cruel to me, so I'm just going to quickly nail this shot. If anybody's got some cheers emotes, or if anybody's watching on YouTube with Judo who's having a drink, cheers to you guys. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'm getting ready for Judo's attacks. Oh, cheers.
There you go. Yes, thank you everyone that is viewing over on YouTube. I know I'm not as interactive with the chat here, but it is just, you know, a bit more harder to do. And ultimately, we want to just, you know, bring you guys some of the attacks, bring the live attacks, kind of jump on in and do, you know, kind of bouncing off each other with the commentary as well, which is certainly hard because you guys can't see the chat over on Adam's stream. Likewise, they can't see, you know, over here on YouTube, so it is a bit more difficult. We do have Avenger attacking at 10v10, Adam, which is one of my co-leaders over at Red Elite, and he was just in the chat over here as well.
You talk us through this one then.
So it looks like he's obviously coming in with a Bull Witch army. Nice use to bring the Giants, but he's coming in from the northeast of the base. Interestingly, because I always try and line up the Infernos, I don't know how you feel about that one. But he's got a good funnel either side here with the Witches and the Bowlers, and then he's obviously pushing the main bulk right the way through. Not sure if the... Oh yes, Wall Breakers did get through. I thought he'd failed for a second there.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he was trying to avoid the triple jump, which is what he would have needed to go right through this base. But I kind of agree with you. I don't like to do this because what happens is you go to one Inferno and the other one just sort of side snipes your troops quite often, which can really hurt.
Yeah, so I mean, he might get lucky here with that Tesla popping, but I don't think he's going to be able to directly target it with the Bowler bounce. And like you said, it's just going to slowly start picking off his troops then at that point.
Yeah, look at it. It's just having fun there, just burning one at a time. It's in no rush. It's taking its time. Just taking down those bowlers to do too much. Even with that Queen ability, you'll get a few more percent, or not able to push that one through. Risky strategy there. I don't know. I think this is one that we needed a 2-star on, though, I think.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think he was securing the 2 by coming up from the north there. Maybe he could have, you know, controlled the bowlers through the base the way that we were discussing with both Infernos, but tried to put them a little bit heavier up to the north of the base. I'm not too sure. But obviously gets the 2-star, which is ultimately what we needed. And like you said, our Town Hall line's absolutely beasted here. And all we need to do is, you know, just secure the stars up top, make sure we get all of the bases 2-starred before we start going for the 3s, and that should see us the win.
Yeah, absolutely. It is difficult. I mean, on any attack, Town Hall 10 or 11, when somebody says, make sure you get the 2, it changes your mentality. You can't help it. You try not to let it affect you, but it does. It's painful. It really is hard to triple when you've got a 2-star on the brain. It's like mental discipline. Not easy at all.
And I gotta be honest, he gets a little bit unlucky here because, well, I say unlucky, but had the skeletons have been in front of the Queen a little bit to protect her there, she might have even been able to reach that Inferno, and it might have been a lot closer to the 3 than what we thought.
Could have been one of those.
Could have been another one of those. Yeah, we've had plenty of them this war. Put it that way.
It is interesting because obviously, I mean, you stream a lot with Elite Gaming. But seeing, because obviously this is a bit more mixed. We've got people from all over the community, not just the English-speaking community, from various language communities here. But the one language they all seem to speak is the language of the witch. There seems to be witches at 9, 10, and 11 on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, the new Vulcan bowler strategies, it does seem that the witch is still the most popular.
I think it's just with the single Infernos being the meta, you know, the witches, the skeletons rather, getting in front just helps so much to protect your troops. And I always find they go hand in hand with the bowlers because the bowlers can get that extra bounce, they can shoot over the walls and protect the actual witch themselves, and they just work so well together.
Snyder's saying that the Valks are the most popular at Town Hall 10. I kind of agree. In CWL, I agree, but I think in this kind of war, like I said, I'm overwhelmed with just how many witches we've seen. They're everywhere. Nearly every attack has got witches in it.
Yeah, and you're about to see another one when I attack.
I was kind of edging you into that one.
Yeah, but I agree. I think with random spins, all we tend to see is Bull Witch. And you can see why. It is a lot more of a user-friendly attack, if you will. And like you say, there's a bit more of a skill mix in this. This was basically put out to our subscribers. And as much as, you know, well, at least I went through and I checked out the stats on War Match of different people that were applying, ultimately, you've got no idea about their skill level or anything like that. But again, it was just a bit of fun, and that's, you know, we haven't coordinated the way you would as a normal clan. You can't gel together and sort of work in that regard, so it always is going to be a little bit wishy-washy, I think.
I logged on after about 2 hours of the war, and I intended to say to the guys, you know, if you want to get on voice, I'll hop on voice with you, sort of thing, and we'll see what's going on. Not realising that the 9s had already been cleared, I was just like, okay, well, that ends that idea.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you, I was watching a film last night, and then by the time I got onto Galadon's stream, it was like, I don't know, 20 past. You know, there was 20 minutes gone, and I got on, and we were like 35 plus whatever it was stars up. I was like, what is going on with this? It was just crazy. I mean, they got the job done and have ultimately put us in the best position we could have asked for here.
Yeah, absolutely. TT was saying minutes for us to clear. That's impressive. It really is. Just 3 fails. Just the guys were flying. They wanted some of those bases. I love it when they're that hungry. I love it as a clan as well. I mean, you're in elite gaming, so your nines are known for coming out fast, and it just get you. It doesn't change the start all. At the end of the day, whether you're clearing an hour or 12 hours, it doesn't make a difference. But it does give you a good feeling when your nines have got a very solid start. It helps your 10s and 11s. I really do believe that. I think it does. I don't know, that good feeling, that momentum, that motivation, whatever word you want to use for it, it really does make a difference. I firmly believe it.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I agree. You know, Galadon was saying it as well himself that, you know, it was kind of that mental game, wasn't it? And you know, the guys, they just did amazing. They really did.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was cool about it is I kind of had a look through, and it was kind of nines from all of us. Like, you know, I had a look through just to see which nines it was. A couple of my nines did some good stuff, but it was just like, you know what I mean, all the nines. Obviously your guy, a couple of your guys from Elite Gaming got some triples as well. You know what I mean? It was a nice spread that all of our sort of subs and YouTubers got involved and got some good action in early on. It was a pleasure to see.
Yes, no, it was good. I mean, what do you want? Do you want me to talk through my plan for base number 7 before I hit it, and then maybe get some advice from you guys as well as to if you would tweak anything in my plan?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just quickly. Somebody asked me just to show through number 1, so I'm just going to X4 through the end of that one, because obviously Yovo got the triple in. TT hit this base first. Had a decent plan on it, but Yovo had a bit of a tweak of it and turned it into a triple. So nice job by him. Fully max base. That my walls look embarrassing, and yours as well. You're in a similar situation to me here, aren't you, with the walls? So yeah, indeed. Right, where's number 7? Here we go, Andy.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to show any replays like that, I can just bring them up on my stream as well, and we can just talk through them. But basically, I like this because it's the multi-infernos, so I feel that initially I should be pretty good in terms of healing through it. And I quite like bringing a queen walk. I know a lot of people do the bow witch where they bring the queen into the base itself, but if ever there's a lot of point defense on the outside that I can get value from my queen, I always like to send her on the outside, because I find more often than not she'll get to the end of the base and be able to kind of loop around the opposite side in order to take out the defenses at the top. So I plan to send my queen along the north west of the base, obviously the complete opposite side to the air defense. I'm quite confident that she'll be fine through there, and I am actually going to take 3 jump spells. I'm going to take 1 to get straight into that multi-inferno. Then I'm going to use a heal right on that compartment, because there's 2 wizard towers. There's the multi-inferno. I'll have the CC troops coming out. There's a lot of damage there onto the bowlers and witches, and ultimately I just need to keep a big pack of them going at the start here. Then I'm going to jump straight to the eagle, straight to the multi-inferno at the back. And my only concern is my bowlers and witches on the right hand side, I think, are going to fizzle out a little bit. So I do have a couple of giants to kind of tank a little bit initially, just hoping that they can get a few more skeletons going, basically. And
you know what the answer is
there,
here, don't you? It's a pecker on that bottom side. Apparently, all attacks with Town Hall 11 are better with a pecker. That's the rule that people tell me on Twitch, which makes my Lalos really difficult, I'll be honest, but still.
I gotta be, yeah, that is interesting to bring one. I guess I could drop another witch out of the army, drop the giants I was gonna take, try and take the pecker.
Don't listen to me, honestly. I don't have a clue. When it comes to witches,
I mean, what do you guys
anything.
think? That's the whole idea. You guys, you know, getting involved with the stream as well. I guess I just want the witches to be able to create enough to protect my bowlers.
In pecker we trust, says Ro. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Obviously, he's looking. Queen's going to go down this top side from 12 to 9, so clearing from the spell factories all the way down. Big push mainly through this multi-inferno. That's the area he's really planning to go in, and then sort of sort of edge his way to the Eagle and to the Multi-Inferno. So almost a slight diagonal through that base. That all makes sense. But how do you think is his best way of getting through that bottom side? Obviously, with the mortar and the point defenses, he's a little bit worried that his witches won't make it. Will a couple of giants do the job? Is a P.E.K.K.A needed? Is there another option on that bottom side? What do you guys think? Give Judo some advice.
Everyone on my stream is just basically saying go, but yes, I will be attacking in a second. Don't you worry about that.
Don't worry about it. Like I said, Rose's Master says, in P.E.K.K.A we trust. Everybody else is just discussing the Multi-Infernos. They're so happy with the Multi-Infernos. I don't think they care much about the rest of the raid.
Yeah, I mean, I might just go with, just go for it and...
Yeah, get it done. I'm feeling
what kind of attitude is that? So the only other thing that I'm concerned about is, I mean, I'm not really concerned about it because ultimately we've got 82%. I'm not trying to increase percentage. I'm trying to get the 3rd star. I'll probably, if I don't get the 3-star, I will probably, chances are, is the Town Hall will be one of the last buildings to go. Because my queen's going to have to loop all of the way around towards the Town Hall. So it is literally all or nothing here, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any worry. 82%. I highly doubt Team KLAUS is going to even up with us. But even if they were going to, we've got 82%. So yeah, go for the triple. Absolutely. Yeah, best of luck. I like it. I don't love the witch strategies on this one, but I do think that you're right with the good pathing. I think there's some good options. I don't like this archer tower on the north side. I hope that the queen gets that before the bowlers get stuck on that 12 o'clock archer tower, so that way your troops sort of keep moving through without getting into a silly place.
Yeah, so I'm planning on putting the queen on the spell factory. She'll then take the dark spell factory and then kind of move down just a couple of steps. But in the time that she starts taking out the archer tower, the wizard tower, I'll hopefully have, my witches spread across the top with the golem, and then that funnel will be set for her to walk down that side. I shouldn't have to worry too much about it.
Ava, he was the one that got 82%. He says, same entry as me, but don't fail. So good sound advice there.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not feeling the hog riders on the base though, so...
No, it's fine.
All right, I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to comment too much as I go through the attack, but let's just hope it's not an ultimate fail, because I don't mind when I'm failing on my stream, but when it's showed out on yours as well, I mean, added pressure.
Did you see my first attack? You don't have anything to worry about.
Hey, you got the 2-star. 2 stars really was. I didn't say that. I did not just say that.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
I'm going for it.
Best of luck, man.
We have a live attack.
Oh, we've got a live. Are you going or are you?
Yeah, let's go for the live attack. Let's kind of...
Oh, it's Itsu. It's
Itsu. How can we not show this? Alright, I'll be attacking next, guys. I really will be.
Oh,
that is hard luck on the bottom with the healers and them air bombs. I'm guessing that wasn't shown in the scout because there is no way that Itsu would have made that mistake and not put a balloon in there.
No, indeed. Is Sky one of the YouTubers? Is that
yes, he's a German YouTuber over on Team KLAUS.
That's why Itsu wanted to hit him then. German YouTubers going at it.
So let's just see how far he gets. He's still got, he's got the CC here. I mean, I thought when he was coming in there that he wanted to bring the wall breakers in and just sneak right towards the queen directly, but maybe he wants to come in a bit further around, which it obviously looks like he's going to get that air defense over there anyway.
He's not looking too bad here. Those healers are still doing a little bit. He's got everything inside. I mean, obviously, he would have liked the healers to survive, but I don't think it's going to be the deciding factor with this raid. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's gonna bother him too much. He's got them bowlers in there protecting his queen, and ultimately, he's got most of what he wants from this, I feel. Even if the queen were to go down, shortly, I don't think it would be the end of the world for him.
He's making me rethink my plan. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, he pops that queen ability, and now he can get some extra damage out. Takes down that first sweeper, and he should get the second one in the back.
Yeah, that was important he got that sweeper as well. That would have caused him a little bit of issue here, bringing the balloons in on the right-hand side. Queen does go down as well, so it just depends on how his cleanup ends up with that one, but he's got the pathing with the balloons all sorted.
I think he might just have a bit too much base to get through here. It's a nice plan, but I don't think he's quite got enough. He's probably going to haste through that middle to get the balloons moving after the eagle. He doesn't. That surprises me. I thought he would. No, he does
Yeah,
now.
he's got that back end wizard tower as well, with no balloons on the back end to try and, you know, defend for that. So it looks like that is going to be the factor. That alongside the air defense is just too much for them balloons.
Ouch. If only we had a Town Hall 9 left to throw a scout in on this one and check that Queen what first. It could have changed everything.
Absolutely, yeah. If the Queen had have standard, you know, maybe, you know, I was jumping to conclusion there saying how we didn't think he needed the Queen right the way through. It was more of a, you know, just get the objectives that he needed, but in the end he didn't. He needed her to go down that left-hand side.
Yeah, for anybody asking about my second hit, I have not failed my second hit yet. I'm going to let Judo and get a triple, and then I'm going to fail. So that way we can sort of sandwich my...
We can sandwich three fails together, because I've got 2 attacks. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go in a second. Yeah, thank you. I'm just going to plan in my head again here, guys, what I'm doing. Yeah, that was an absolute nightmare.
Sorry about that, man. I muted you just while you got going. Man, it just
Yeah,
didn't
no,
happen.
I completely, to be honest, I missed my poison. I put my, I think I put my bowlers in around the top too quickly. I needed to get the elixir storages down the bottom down, certainly. Yeah, that was just an absolute mess. I should have I was initially considering coming from the other side. I felt more comfortable coming from that side, but for the 3, I just felt like the witches, as they did, fizzled out, and the Queen would have to take the side with the air defense at the back end of the base. Yeah, I don't even want to discuss it. That was terrible.
No worries. We'll skip past that one. It's alright. we all fail our first attack. That's the plan. that's the...
I mean, no, I am only joking. I do, you know, I'm more than
you.
happy for feedback and things like that. So I do want to watch it back, because I think ultimately I missed my poison and my ballers didn't get into the middle like I wanted to.
Like you said, I think the elixir storages were the key.
Yeah, you can see my ballers just split into 2 groups, and I didn't get that down quick enough. And then, yeah, I'd kind of got the initial ballers at the top in too quick, that the others went right around the side, and I just had no firepower coming through the middle, which I needed. That alongside getting the poison down just way too late. You know, they just fizzled out way too quick. That's the thing about the Bowler and Witcher army, I think, is if you don't get them as a massive group together going through the base, then it is just going to be a fail. If they split too much, you know, they haven't got the damage. They rely on having a lot of troops there and almost being that spam army, if you will, in order to get the 3.
Very much so. I do like the diagonal that you took. I do think that was a nice path. I think that there's definitely potential for it. But yeah, like you said, I mean, it's the timing and getting it's in the right place. That's what I hate about is an element of luck. Carbon Fin is also prepping his attack. He's just letting us know. Obviously, Rorax in the chat as well. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm being a little bit less interactive with the chat. I know Judo's saying the same over on YouTube as well. It is just, I don't know, it's a little bit different here because we've got the captain, Team Judo. We've got Judo himself here. Obviously, somebody needs to hit number 3, which Carbon's lining up to do. And I think that's the last 2-star that we need. I think we've 2'd everything. Look at that. The organisation's perfect. It really is. Yes, we'll have 2'd everything with that. And that'll put us to 125 stars. Sorry, 126 stars. And hopefully out of sight of Team KLAUS. I'd hate them to go on a bit of a streak now and put some pressure on us. There'd be no need for that.
Yeah, I'm actually scouting base 3 at the minute, which, like I said, if... I'm kind of looking at a few different bases, but that is the one I was thinking about, coming from the bottom anyway. There's a lot of splash damage down there and not any air defense. So I was basically going to push... all of my heroes, some ballers in towards that single Inferno as well, and ultimately try and get all of that south side down without the Infernos. Take just a couple of healers to try and heal that whole group, and then try and just hog rider across the top right once that path's made. But we'll see. I think you know, I've been watching Carbon Fin with his friendly challenges and he's been, you know, crushing it. But we do have a live attack from Team KLAUS.
We do. I'm just going to throw a few bounces in that chat. Ultrafin, thank you so much for the sub, guys. Fill that chat with some love. If anybody's wondering why it sounds a little bit different, we've got another great Englishman on voice with me. Judo is basically streaming this on YouTube. I'm streaming this on Twitch. So, you know, everybody can watch us on every platform. And we're just having a bit of fun, doing something a little bit different. We should have done this for the Elite Gaming Warzone War. We really should. We just weren't organised enough to get it sorted. But it would have been fun, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, just something different. This is what this event's about as well. Just having an event on to kind of do something a little bit different, a little bit fun, and that's what the streaming's about as well. So Sky coming in with a massive army of ballers here. Exactly what I tried to do. He's got them all together. Ultimately, I failed with that. Grand Warden ability gets pretty much the entire army, and he's just charging forward here. Very late on the jump spell. I think he could have used that where the Eagle Artillery was in order to access the Expos, which are just going ham on all of them ballers. If he had adapted that jump spell, I think he could have potentially got them down a little bit quicker. He's still got troops spread across the entire map here. Looks like he might even be on for the 3.
He's got the healers with the bowlers, so he's getting some damage out of them.
Yeah.
But he's had to use that Queen ability. Man, if that Queen would have followed them through, if the Queen would be with the bowlers now, he might get away with this one, but I think losing that Queen might be too much. Let's have a look. Oh, maybe not.
He's still got a lot of ballers in there. He's still got a lot.
Those healers have done a champion job. I don't think he's picked up one black mine, which obviously, I mean, there's an element of luck to that, no doubt about it. But if he hasn't hit a black mine, 4 healers, he might just be able to overpower this base. I think he's going to.
I think he's going to get it, yeah. It's ultimately whether the ballers, they are, you know, taking a lot of damage in the middle there. If they can get onto this Grand Warden, they should be able to get that Archer Tower. Oh, they just missed it, but it's an easy 3 at this point. Well done to him.
Wow, get those woos out there. There's not much love in the chat, I will admit, for that attack. I'm going to be honest about that one. But it is a triple for Team KLAUS. They're actually ahead of us on 11v11s now, which is unbelievable. So Angry Arab there, not getting the defense. I will point out, in his defense, he is our lowest 11, and our lowest 11's at 10.4. So, yeah, it's Angry Arab is that little bit lower. I honestly thought I would be the lowest 11 on our lineup, so I'm quite impressed that I'm not. It shows that even I'm not the worst farmer. Angry Arab is gutted about that one. Get a drink, Angry Arab. I'd have a drink with you, but obviously Judo's not drinking, so I'm being sensible now. I'm doing what everyone else is doing. How can you even triple after those outside rages at the opener, says Slim? I mean, those healers with that bowlers, that's what it was all about. The healers sticking with that bowlers allowed him to push through that middle. Only just. He didn't have too much left. But he gets the triple. Team KLAUS there. 6 11v11s now. Right, how many are we going to add between us? I'm just going to... The guys want to see the start of that one again, so I'll just show you the start of that one, how he came about with that one. And again, I mean, you can knock the spells on the outside, but ultimately, it was designed to be a bit of a tricky base with that island and town hall sort of thing. So I'm not completely against the strategy. I have to say that raged on that top side, it's an interesting way to do it. Using the raged bowlers up at, what is that, sort of up at 8 o'clock. And then same again on that bottom side. Really unusual way to do it. And I guess just a little bit lucky that he didn't hit a black mine. If he'd have hit even one black mine, this would have been very different.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely an interesting way to ultimately get the funnel created, is all he's done there. He took out some defenses, granted, but got the massive funnel created using 2 rage spells alongside the bowlers to do it, and then them groups themselves just kind of fizzle out. But once he's done that, I guess that just shows you there the firepower of the bowlers against the, you know, bases like that.
Yeah, the interesting thing was he ran out of jumps at the top side. Usually when bowlers get stuck on a wall, that's where the raid ends, but the healers did just enough to allow him to break through not 1 but 2 walls. That's really unusual with bowlers, to break through 2 walls and still get the triple. It's unbelievable. It's a nice job by Sky. You've got to give him credit. He got the triple. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly, and you can't blame them. You know, I'm guilty of it myself in terms of, you know, just rushing attacks, not necessarily taking my time to plan them out. You know, when the meta's there, and you know, you're gonna kind of take advantage of it, aren't you? And I've kind of done exactly the same thing. I've almost become reliant on the Bow Witch attack because it's all I've been using in recent wars, just because, you know, it's there, it works.
It does, you know, and that's the thing. And I say this all the time on stream. I'm like, it's same with Blame Adam, particularly. Like, when we're in MLCW, I could not care less what troops they use if they triple. We're there to win. So, yeah indeed.
Exactly.
I think Carbon's just given us the heads up that he's about to go in on number 3.
Awesome.
So best of luck to him. Fresh 11v11 on a near max base. I'd like that. That would cheer me up now.
So he has his war description there as well, which you can see if you open that up. You can see his plan, which is kind of, like I said, I was looking the same with the Hog Riders, but watching Carbon do his friendly challenges, I would bet my money that he's got a better chance than me.
He'll triple it. Don't worry about this. This is a triple in the bag. 6-all on 11v11s. It's coming. I feel it. No doubts. No worries.
Confidence is key.
But bear in mind, we can write off my attack. We've got 7 attacks left. You've got 2 of them. Carbon's got 2 of them. MQX has got 1, and Yovo, who tripled their number 1, has also got an attempt. And Oasis has got a Town Hall 10 attack still to go as well. Here we go. Carbon Finn is in.
Yes, so he's used sacrificial balloons alongside the haste spell to take out a couple of defenses, which I always like to see because it allows you to sometimes use ground-related troops or air-related troops to then help you to create that funnel, but obviously he's got the CC lure. He's taken that down with the poison and heroes.
It was a really nice job to get that king inside. I thought the king was going to get distracted by the town hall and basically be useless, but he wasn't. He stepped right in front of the queen, done exactly what he wanted to do there. He's going to have some trouble here because his queen's going to have to kill the... I mean, he's got a Skelly spell. He's not really determined to kill the queen. And I don't think he's going to get to the queen, even if he pulls the heroes back over. Yeah, his queen's never going to make it. But like I said, he's brought the Skelly spell, so he's not too bothered about that.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit unlucky to not have the queen go quite as close to the king. He was doing a lot of tanking there, and she was obviously just getting caught up on the other buildings. King was distracted by the enemy heroes, but queen just didn't quite follow.
Look at this team of lava hounds he's got. Finally, one of them pops. Pretty much all 3 of them, spreading the damage between them. But now he's got 2 popped, 3 popped. His top side, 1 popped as well. Look at that rage through the middle. I love that. Haste on the outside, rages on the inside. So
unfortunately, his Skelly spell is just on the other side of the wall there, so it's not quite getting on top of the queen. Fortunately, the balloons are kind of out the distance, but they've gone down so quickly there. It's just whether they can kind of loop back around towards the defences at the top and have enough to get through.
I think you're right. I think he's lost just a little bit too much. He tries to turn it around, even brings in a minion for that Archer Tower. Anything he can do.
Absolutely beautiful. Love it.
But it isn't going to be enough. That Queen survived. I mean, she only killed probably 2 or 3 loons, but that was pretty much the exact amount that he needed just to finish off those last few defences. That Skelly spell changed everything. Nice try by Carbon, but it is a defence.
Yeah, few defences left at the top, and I think I'll potentially have a couple of watches of this back and see how it looks in terms of what I was thinking. Very similar plan in terms of coming in at the bottom, but I was going to bring slightly deeper kill squad just to take a few more extra defences and then try and send the Hog Riders right the way around the north of the base. And I've never tripled with Hog Riders at Town Hall 11. I've tried a few times, but each time I've just ran short, so I don't know. Sometimes I just see bases.
I could go one better than that. I don't think I've ever even used a hog at Town Hall 11, so never even pulling a siege a hog. So wow. So yeah, the skelly spell there, man, just like all changes everything. So what are you going to do? Just do the same, but oh, I've leveled up.
So, I mean, I can talk through my attack if you wish, what I was thinking anyway. I mean, at least I know, you know, what's in the CC, things like that as well from that. I think I'll give the haste spell and the balloons a miss. That's just a little bit too much. It's a bit too far around from what I was hoping to get. Guess I could do that, but I was basically going to push in from about 7 o'clock. To kind of skim towards that single inferno, use just a couple of wall breakers to open that compartment, and use a set of bowlers in the CC to try and take down that little section alongside the King, Queen and Warden, and then hopefully they'd continue to move up towards the heroes and the CC was what I was thinking. And because there's no air defense there, I was planning on bringing just a couple of healers as well, just to kind of tag onto that kill squad and just help them get that little bit further.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It really does. Like I said, I've just I gained a level on stream. I've never done that before. You know when that blue box flashes up in the middle of your screen? Obviously a building must have just finished that put me up a level, so what the hell's that? Caught me off guard a little bit. Right, I think I should do something. I think I should do an attack. Honestly, this attack is never ever going to triple. I don't play 11v11 at all. And I'm going to try and use, honestly, you should see my troop comp. It's like a rainbow. Ridiculous. I can't even remember which base I'm going in on. That's how bad this is. Oh, this is going to be the worst attack ever. I'm going in on number 4, Queen Susie. Oh, right.
Attacking Susie.
I know. Oh, I know. Brave stuff.
I know. I was fortunate enough. I had about a 5-minute gap at work today that well, I say fortunate enough. I'm sorry, mate. I turned on her stream and it was at the time when she was about to attack you, which was, I mean, good timing to jump on and see that, but, you know, yeah, not so good for us over at Team Judo.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. Didn't look. I'm going to fail. There's no point me even doing this. There's no point me even doing this, but we're going to have a go anyway. Why not? Right, let me just check. Have I got everything that I need? We've got some wall breakers and a jump, a bunch of rages, some loons. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's do this.
Okay, best of luck.
You've no idea how much I don't ever play Town Hall 11. This is going to be a lot of fun. Somebody just subs me just as I start my attack. Lovely. I have a feeling my queen could walk here. Oh no, she should. The wizard tower should pull her back. Or maybe not. Oh, I knew she'd go back. Luckily, she comes back forwards.
Wow.
Didn't really plan to get the CC out there, if I'm being honest. Oh, she's breaking a wall. It's not the end of the raid, though. She might get away with this.
I mean, you can still be able to get the queen. I'm sure you were wanting her to go a little bit further and get that air defense, though, I'm guessing.
Ideally, she was going to go in where that wall break is. That would be the dream.
Yeah, get them 2 air defense and...
Yeah. No, luckily, she still might get the queen here. Now, where does she go after this wizard tower? 90
Once she's got
left.
the wizard tower, she should hopefully walk along towards the bomb tower, I would hope.
That actually might work out for me. It's not what I wanted, but I might take that. Right, the problem is I'm running a bit low on time now.
Yeah, you're coming up to just 1 minute left, bud.
So we'll get another rage to get that queen moving a little bit. Let's see if she can get through a little bit further. I need her to get to that inferno was the plan. Actually, forget it, we'll just go now.
I think that was better, because I don't think she would have got the inferno. I think it was just a little bit too far.
Rich really didn't do anything. That queen even didn't really do anything. Nah, I'm gonna run out of time even if I did get through. And the hound's on the wrong side of the... I wasn't too bad. Considering I don't do that strategy, I'm actually not that disappointed with how that went. I went better than I thought it was going to.
Honestly, I think that went great. I'm terrible at lava loon, and I'm actually... I keep saying, for weeks on end, I've been talking about setting up like a live stream series in terms of literally more for myself and my clan of us just improving our skills at lava loon, because I just can't do it. I can't get the balloon deployment correct. So honestly, I think if you don't do the strategy very often, that was very well planned and very unfortunate.
But the guys are saying if I'd not in chat, I might have got it. I think I still would have time failed even with both abilities, but I think it would have been pretty close. While that was going on, they had a 10v10 that almost went in. I'm just going to quickly watch my own attack back. And yeah, 10 aimed for. That was the plan. Went for the 69 and got the 69. That's what it's all about. What could I have done differently to stop my queen doing that? It was the CC that ruined it. I could have just gone in a little bit later with those giants, wait till my queen was a little bit further up. Then the queen would have gone in the correct way and everything would have been different. Not necessarily a triple, but it would have been better. Again, that's my first 11, well, second 11v11 attack in about a year, so I'm not too disappointed. At least it went some way. Like, you could vaguely tell there was a plan. That was the idea.
I'm just trying to, because unless I want to do a farming raid on, you know, in the middle of the stream here, I'm going to have to drop a bunch of my troops. So I'm just kind of remaking my army a little bit here and thinking about how I want to come about this.
Well, I did the same. I had to do a farm attack just to get rid of some troops.
Yeah, I'm just dropping them, unfortunately.
Oh man, you're braver than me. Well, I didn't think it'd be too much of a problem. I'm in Legends, but I'm literally like just on 5,000. So I thought, oh, it's not going to be a problem. I forgot clan games are on. I'm like, oh god, please don't cloud for an hour. Everybody will unsub and unfollow instantly. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. Oh man, I'm genuinely, I'm not that disappointed about that. I think that considering how little I played Town Hall 11, there was some good ideas in there. Didn't execute it. I know I didn't triple, but I'm happier with that one than I am my first hit. Nedster's going in 11v11 as well. He's going in from Team KLAUS on Ghost of Team Judo. Are you in on this one, or are you still sorting your troops?
I'm sorting my troops, but I'll jump in. Yeah, again, everyone on the chat, I do apologise. We're doing something a little bit different today. We have Adam here from Time to Clash on the stream. So I do apologise that I'm not quite as much up on the chat as normal. I'm trying to just kind of respond via text. But it kind of just messes up the flow of the dual stream if I'm trying to answer people that Adam's stream can hear me and they have no idea who I'm talking to, and vice versa as well. So I'm not going to have too much in terms of interacting with the chat, but hopefully you guys still enjoy it. So Nedster coming in with a similar kill squad.
Goes full hogs. The queen should get the Inferno here. Obviously, she's used ability, but I think... Oh, no, she might not. She's turned to the cannon. Oh, I was going to say, I think she might get the Inferno, but she doesn't quite. Does one of the hogs, or does a couple of the hogs go back to it? That Tesla might help him here by pulling him back into the Inferno and allowing him to finish it off. Obviously, that Inferno has done some damage, though. I think it's messed his mind a little bit here. You can tell when somebody's just lost their focus. You can see those hogs on that bottom side got wiped out, and it is going to be a defense. Nice try by Nedster, but I don't think he's going to be able to turn that one around.
Yeah, unfortunate. I could see what he was trying to do there, but again, it just didn't quite play out for him, and it's not really granting me much faith in the Hog Riders watching this attack, so I think I'm going to back out.
I see. I'm very much I'm in favour of the hogs. I was watching. Obviously, we streamed Warzone against Elite Gaming as you were there, but we also did Warzone versus WHF, and a couple of their guys they nail those hog attacks. They make it look so easy. It's painful. It makes me feel really bad. But you're right. There's not too many people using hogs.
So my plan for base number 3 is. Maybe you guys can help me with the funnel on the town hall here is my main concern. I'm struggling with a kill squad as to whether I need to bring something for here or whether I'll be good to just push my kill squad in. I think I'm going to be okay because the queen should be able to just kind of create the natural funnel. She's not going to get too close to the town hall. But my plan is to bring 2 minions on the mortar at the bottom, which should just be about out of range, I'm hoping, in order to get that mortar. That then creates the funnel nicely to bring the king, queen, warden, healers and bowlers in towards the single inferno with a couple of wall breakers. Then as they push forward, I'll obviously get the CC. It's just the town hall. What do you guys think as to whether I need to create a funnel over there or will my heroes just push on up into the middle? I think I'll be good.
If you're using the same entry as Carbon, I mean, I think his king was one tile in the right place. Like, if he'd have been one tile out, I think he would have gone to the town hall. So I think that as long as you follow that same path, you'll be fine. But it is a case of it has to be right.
I think I'm using a slightly different entry. He came up from further around the east, I think. If I'm going to come in right from where the army camps are and try.
Oh, right, you're going right down there. Okay, right, I'm with you.
Yeah. And try and bring my king and queen up alongside the inferno, but bring some bowlers to try and get in there, break open that wall so I can get the inferno in the wizard towers, but then continue my heroes through up into the middle of the base. Oh, that's the hope.
What are you going to do? You're going to drop a loon on that mortar?
Well, I was going to drop 2 minions. I was going to drop 2 minions because I think the archer towers will be in range if I put a balloon. But I was basically going to put 2 minions onto that mortar. They would quickly get that down as my king and queen were taking out the army camp, and then I could kind of push my troops from there.
If you get that wizard on the right angle, you can wizard that mortar.
Interesting. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to put my minions. But yes, I could do that. Oof, that is some heckish placement, that though, with that.
You'll do it. You're English. Best Flash players are English. We all know that. You'll boss it.
Okay, I'm going to drop the minions and bring a wizard. I'll trust you on that one. Maybe I'll bring. The good thing is I'm going to be bringing a few for cleanup as well. So I guess that's not the end of the world with that. Okay.
So what you're going to do, just clear the 2 barracks on the bottom side.
Yes. And then I aim to have my king and queen. Sorry, I was looking at my troops. So I'm going to get the mortar, put everything down on the army camp at the very bottom so that they kind of take that army camp and move kind of up so that they'll be at a little bit of an angle. They'll be kind of to the right hand side of the elixir storage that is outside of the wall, so that when they take that, they'll be more inclined to just move up towards the archer towers. And there's a Tesla there as well. Then I'll have my bowlers in there as well to kind of tank for that single inferno, and also have the wall breakers to push into there to get that down. I'm not going to take a skelly spell or anything because obviously it'll get fried. And then my if need be, I can use the warden ability, but I don't want to use that until they get a little bit further up. And ideally I want to take kind of this entire southern portion out, and then I'll push my hog riders in towards the wizard tower and inferno on the opposite side of the base, and kind of loop around that way.
Could you not just queen charge this bottom side?
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what I'm going to do. but I'm just a little bit worried about the single Inferno. That's why I wanted to take some bowlers to get in there and help to take that down, because I was thinking initially just send some Hog Riders in towards the single Inferno, but there's a lot of splash damage there. I feel I need a little bit of like group of troops, if that makes sense, just to kind of tank forward a little bit.
I'm a little bit worried that once you break into that Inferno compartment, you've no idea what's going to go in and what might not come back out. So
yes,
if any of your heroes go in there, you're not going to get the enemy heroes, and then
I mean, once the mortar, Archer Tower, and Tesla down at the bottom are down, I should be able to directly target the Inferno with a couple of balloons. There's a lot of Wizard Towers there, but if I can get, you know, let's say 5 balloons on top of that Inferno Tower with a haste spell, I think I can potentially get that down before. But then I'm leaving Wizard Towers, which I wanted down before the Hog... Like, I wanted them Wizard Towers out the way so that the Hog Riders didn't have to get to them at the end of the raid, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do get you.
So I wanted to take this entire southern portion, take them Wizard Towers, come on up, get the next Wizard Tower next to the Queen, and then, you know, I'm assuming my... You know, once my troops start getting into that middle of the base somewhere, I'll bring the Hog Riders in from the right-hand side, pin them onto the Mortar and the Archer Tower, so I've got kind of 2 separate groups coming in towards the single Inferno, and then they should hopefully be able to loop around from there.
We've got Duke going in on you. He's going on you.
On
he
me.
Must know
Well,
that you're live.
let's go ahead and watch that, yeah. He must do. And then, you know, we'll go for it. Sometimes you can bat your head against a wall, and I'm certainly, you know, I say it over and over, I'm not the best attacker in the world. I never pretend to be, you know, high-level CWL standard. I certainly try and plan my attacks. I think that's how you get better, and I'm trying to get better. But a lot of the time when you're making content, it is difficult to devote the time to improve your own attacks. But anyway, we're missing this.
There's no time.
So interesting coming in from the western side, getting the CC down, but he does again have a lot of bowlers and witches coming around the outside of the base. That's going to help him get the town hall, but it's whether he's going to have enough to get through. Again, I think that single Inferno at the back is just going to be very difficult for him. I know he's got the jump spell, but I don't think he's going to have enough troops to get through to get that down. He might get lucky and get it with a queen though. In fact, I think he's going to.
Oh, this is ugly again. If it goes in, it's ugly. I'm calling that in advance. Does he get that queen ability off? Yes, he does. He was watching carefully. So... He gets the Inferno. There is that inside expo, which is causing him all kinds of problems. But when it gets the queen down, I think you're going to be okay now. I think that inside expo will do just enough.
Yeah, especially with the Wizard Towers as well. We got 2 expos shredding through the skeletons, and even if they got close, I think that Wizard Tower behind it would just fry them. That would be it done. But a nice attack, given, you know, Duke is not a fully maxed Town Hall 11. You can see he's got maxed troops, but his heroes aren't maxed in the slightest. So very nicely done.
You need that Warden to die. If that Warden starts shooting at Wizard Towers, you could be in trouble here. No, you get the Warden. That's going to help a lot. That's very close, but it is a defense.
Just.
Yeah. Sigh of relief on that one. Sigh of relief. We'll get some chat. We'll throw them out there.
Get some defense in there.
Out there. I love it. Even using the spell, using the potion to boost his troops. Obviously, something wasn't maxed, and so he thought he'd use that to give him that extra boost. Wow, he used everything. 27 minutes left. What have we got left now? Oh, you tripled number 1. He must be planning something good. Carbon Fin has got a second hit. Himself. 10 people waste is still to go. Tim's got an 11. Bem and Town Hall 11 hits. Hunter, who's not in the clan, has got 2 Town Hall 11 hits. What's his game?
I don't know who that is. You know, I guess that's the issue with the events, in that how we ran it in terms of, you know, obviously, you know, myself and yourself, we're going to be able to trust that the people we bring in, we know will do the attacks, but there's other YouTubers that I brought in that I don't necessarily have known before this. I've never really talked to them before this event. So I don't know who's brought that guy in, but Let's just see. I mean,
it's not looking good for him, is it really? 2
it's not
attacks
looking
left,
good at all.
25 minutes, and he's not in the clan. Wow. That's one way to make yourself famous, but for all the wrong reasons.
Absolutely. It looks like Carbon is getting attacked as well live here.
It's mass bowlers again. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, looking at some of the attacks that have gone in, like, the witch hits are the more successful at the minute. I'm not going to do it. I can't bring myself to do it, but it's really
well, you
hard
saw
to
what happened when
justify.
I did it. It wasn't great. You said your guys on stream were not necessarily happy with the guy that got a 3-star with it. They must have been fuming when they saw my attack. 1 star.
I don't think they mind. I think they're okay if it's a fail. I think that makes them happy. It's when it triples. It's not so much when it triples. It's when it triples and it was like when everything went wrong and it still triples. It's the same with those Vault Bowler hits as well. I mean, some of them, you see these awful funnels, bad entries, bad spells, and it still triples, and you're just like, what?
That's what frustrates me. It's not necessarily the attack itself, because you have to plan where your bowlers are going to path within the base, you know, not necessarily open up each and every compartment, but it's, you know, okay, maybe there's a defense here, I need to open up only these compartments so the bowlers kind of group together there and get that down, and I guess it depends on the planning behind the base, but when you see people just open up the base and spam the troops through and it works, that's, I guess, when it's frustrating. When there's no clear, you know, plan. It's just, okay, let's bring him from here.
Well, the guys in chat are calling this a free. I'm not so sure here because he has no healers left, and that's usually where things start to go wrong with this one. Generally, when the healers survive, good things happen. When they don't, it's very difficult, especially, let's look at this outside archer tower. That's trimming troops. You've got the Inferno still up. That's going to do some big damage to the heroes. His only hope is that the bowlers arrive just at the same time as the heroes, but even then, the heroes can't target that Inferno, so slowly but surely, that Inferno is going to take everything down. Even when it gets stuck on Skellies, eventually it's going to hit a higher value target, like a Queen, like a Warden, or even a Witch itself. And that's what's happening now. It is going to be a defense. It's not far away. He's going to pop that Queen ability. Ooh, a chance that Queen might be able to get the Inferno on that angle. It is just 3 tiles away. She might be able to do it here.
She might be able to.
She does.
Archers have gone down in front of her, which stopped her from getting that cover, but I think she's just ignoring it.
That Giant was a team player and took one. Can that Queen... I think she's outranged the Inferno now. Whether she's able to get back into it, I don't know. I think it's going to be a time fail anyway, even if she had the health, which, I mean, with the Expo, I don't think she's going to. Wow. And again, it just shows it can go wrong and almost triple. Wow, Carbon.
I think as well,
it's going to be right, like 98?
Yeah, it's going to be very close. I think it's just going to be the Inferno, to be honest. She's not going to reach that Expo, and it goes down anyway, so it is going to be 97. But I think, interestingly, when your guys were saying it was going to be a 3-star, all of the bowlers were in the middle, had full health, and they just hit that giant bomb, you can see, just kind of to the right of the Inferno, and there must have been about 10 bowlers there that got hit by that. You know, had that giant bomb not have been in that position, it certainly could have been a different story.
Yeah, indeed, and that's the difference. Just one healer makes a giant bomb look irrelevant, because honestly, it's only 3 or 4 seconds, and you're back up to full health. But without any healers, well, we saw what happened. That narrow corridor, a lot of carcasses of dead bowlers down there. Tim is going in 11. Well,
yeah, I need to start planning my attack as well after this. I can see me getting down to the final few minutes and then just butchering it.
If you swag an attack, can you imagine?
Might as well have that first one.
That was my plan all along, to swag, but I think I don't think people have been too happy. His Queen's gone outside here. This is a bad start for Tim. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to turn this one around again. We've seen some pretty ridiculous stuff. Who knows? I don't want to commit to anything. Let's have a look. Those bowlers doing some work in the middle, but that baby dragon is now a huge threat. He has got the poison down. He will just about kill it. I think the witches give a few assists in there as well. How much damage did it do? Giant Bomb doing work on this south side. Again, Giant Bomb just saving that last attack. Has it done it here as well?
I'm surprised, like you said, as to how much value the bowlers have got through the middle. They seem to just fizzle out, but actually they've got the Eagle Artillery and pushed their way right the way through the middle of the base. But there's just too much left here. Obviously 2 Infernos, you know, a bunch of point defense left. Queen has the ability, but obviously I don't think a bowler and 2 skeletons is going to help her out too much.
I have to wonder if that queen would have gone with the main force. Definitely could have been a triple with that back end jump down ready and waiting for her. It would have looked very different, because obviously what people don't realise as well, if a queen would have gone to the middle, she would have taken down some more of those sort of second layer buildings, which then would have made the outside over, and all of a sudden it all starts to come together, and you get that triple. But it is a defense, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
The guys are loving it in chat. They've never seen so many witches before. They're absolutely loving it. Oh man.
Okay. Still not 100% on my plan for the Inferno, but I haven't got too long to think about it, and I can't think as to a better way of doing it other than what I'm trying to do.
Carbon says he's going for number 6, but he says it's a Hound CC. It is. Why did no one tell me that? I would have semi-laloed that. I'm not saying I would have tripled, but I've had a chance. You're under again. Wow, the king on your pink walls. That's what it is.
Wow, well I've got to watch that. I was busy mid-plan attack and I wasn't gonna watch this, but maybe this guy's seen Duke do that attack with, you know, low-level heroes and nearly get it. Maybe he's just gonna modify exactly what happened here.
He's definitely modified it. He sent his heroes outside.
He sent all of his troops around the bottom of the base, yeah.
That's a big modification. I'm not sure it was a planned modification though. I'm surprised he didn't try and hook that jump. Can you see that corner just where both the queens are now? I'm surprised he didn't jump to try and get everything to hook back in.
Yeah,
but yeah. This one is, unless there's some incredible luck, this one should be all over. I'm even going to dive out into the other hit. I think that one is he's adamant with that attack. Let's just say.
I think I'm going to start planning. Trying to look at this base a little bit again.
We're going to have a quick look at MQX from Team Judo. He's going in on BEM. Do you know who MQX is? Is he one of yours?
I think he was one of Alex Caliber's, who is the French YouTuber. Again, I've just kind of met Alex leading up to this event, but I believe he was one of the French players.
Okay. He's got a queen charge going at 9 o'clock. Everything looking reasonably smooth so far. He deliberately put the warden in just a little bit late, just to allow the queen to pick up the buildings. Nothing crazy to happen. However, his queen has locked onto a wall. That won't have been part of his plan here. Now, the queen is going to break into a compartment that he would be going into anyway, so she will hook back up with everything. It's not the end of the world here. Slows him down a little bit. He hasn't had to use any abilities or any rages. He might have to pop the queen ability now. Yeah, he does. And then it's a Hound CC. I'm surprised with these Hound CCs. I thought the guys would have been trying different strategies if they saw the Hound CCs. But obviously not. Are you watching this one? Are you still planning?
I'm not watching it, I'm afraid.
No worries. Well, he's got the bowlers into that huge compartment in the middle. Probably could have done with a heal there. A couple of giant bombs go off and really thin out his bowlers. He has still got his queen moving round, but he's down to one healer. Kingslayer's ability, he's got one more rage mana heal. If that had been a heal through that middle, you can see there, just where that dead queen is, that double bomb set really thinned out his bowlers. And he's quit out of that one. Nothing he wants to see there. No triple. Another hit going in on the flip side. Huzia is going in on Ghost. Ghost is our lowest base that has not been tripled. So obviously they're thinking this one could be their best option to get those extra stars. Wall breaks in. Queen should take that drill now and hook back inside. Extra wall breakers going in. Should get him through the second wall. I don't think he'll have any problems there. He does. Nice start here. Good little queen charge to get started off with. As long as that queen stays inside. Out comes the CC. Very slow on the poison there. Could be a mistake. Does he have a poison? There is a poison. Puts it down. He has to rage and ability. Man, he'll be regretting that. He should have got that poison down a little bit quicker. The witches are into the poison now. He is going to get through here. It was a messy way to do it, and I think basically he used the ability when he didn't need to, which is going to make it very difficult now for him to get through that. He could have done is he could have put the warden down on his queen and tamed the queen to get into the Inferno, but obviously he didn't think of that one fast enough, so his queen does drop. The healers do move over to his ground. They're not completely swag now, as long as he gets the air defenses down pretty quickly. Nevertheless, it is going to be a tough raid without his queen. Let's see how he gets on. There goes that jump. Bowlers are following it through. Let's have a look. King gets to one of the Infernos. There isn't a one on that bottom side. He but he misses the king. And because of that, the king actually bounced away from the first Inferno. Man, this one is all over as well. Queen dead, king dead, no abilities, and as you can see, 2 single target Infernos now starting to take their pick on whatever they want to. Those bowlers do some damage with that rage, but you can see there, as soon as they get towards those wizard towers, and more importantly, as soon as they get stuck on the walls, they're going to get thinned out very quickly. Interesting placement on that elixir storage there. Just manages to dodge the bouncers onto the Inferno, but as you can see, everything in the middle wiped out. Everything on that bottom side is also dropping pretty quickly. It's another defense. So a set of defenses there for both sides. Nobody able to get any triples in. So the score stays the same. 6-11 v11s to Team KLAUS. 5-11 v11s to Team Judo. Obviously, this one is all over as a contest. The Town Hall 9 game didn't really give Team KLAUS much of a chance. Obviously, there was a chance that they would have an exceptional performance and get it done at 10 and 11, but we've been solid at 10 and 11. Are we... I think we're even overall, aren't we? Yeah, we're 10.
We're pretty close,
because we're 5 and 5, they're 4 and 6, yeah. So we've kept it even. We've done enough. We've been smart. We've not done anything crazy, but we've 2-starred everything. We've had some good attacks in, and obviously built on what our Town Hall 9 set up. And that's what I love about these no dip wars. The fact that the game does matter. I mean, you saw some of the. Did you see some of the Clash Cup League that we did? Because Elite Gaming were in that one.
I did, yeah. I mean, and I'm a massive fan of this format as well. I think it like you said, it brings the Town Hall 9s a little bit. Not that they don't have purpose, that's not what I'm meant to say, but they, they can really change the war like they did on this one.
Be honest, they don't have purpose, do they? Let's be fair. Your 9s, we've seen it in CWL. A number of times you look at stats like, the 9s, they got 40%, what a bad start. But the clan still won because the 10s smashed it or the 11s smashed it.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to look at Elite Gaming versus Warzone when we had that match that we were talking about earlier. We had, I can't remember what it was, something ridiculous, like 20 out of 21 Town Hall 9 3-stars or something like that. To set up a war like that, and even Town Hall 10, we had a better ratio as well, but we still lost just because they were able to dip, and then they did better at Town Hall 11. So, it just brings a bit more across Town Hall levels when you have this format. Yeah,
I definitely agree, and especially for the Town Hall 9s as well. Like when they're at that sort of when they're on that border of 50%, and you sat there, you're telling everybody on stream or on media, it's like, if this attack fails, it's as bad as it's like giving the other team an 11v11 triple. It's an extra star, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's good. It's nice to see the 9s have some pressure and some intensity on them instead of, we'll just lob our attacks in and wait for some 10s to clean them if it doesn't go well. I love it. I really do.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting my troops cooking up here. I've kind of changed things around a little bit, and then I'll go for it. Like I said, I'm not not trying to come across as the best attacker in the world, but if I see a plan that I think works, at this point, I think we are pretty safe. I can kind of just have a bit of fun and try this out and see how it goes.
Yeah, you enjoy yourself. I certainly did. There's no way I would have gone for that Queen Charge split hero nonsense if this was a close war. I don't think I would have done Witches. I don't think I could have lowered myself that far, but I think I would have gone for something a little bit more reasonable. Like I would have followed up somebody else's attack, like maybe Carbon Finn's attack. I might have tried to do that one again or something like that. But yeah, the 9s did a great job for us. It's very rare I'm on a stream shouting out the 9s. That's unusual.
Yeah, and it looks like we have Duke again, who came very close on my base, is going in live against Razon. He is one of the players that I brought in. And it looks like he's coming along with quite a similar strategy, to be honest, getting the bowlers and witches around the outside of the base and then trying to jump right the way through.
I mean, this is interesting because I've, for a long time, not been in a war where there's been this many 11s or anything like this many 11s, so I was kind of curious as to what we were going to see, and I've seen mass bowlers. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I cover the leagues themselves, like the CWL and things like that, but I'm not necessarily involved with them, and I'm not in Elite Gaming during the week. I moved back across to Red Elite, which is my home clan, and we do, just random spins. We're not really have a breakdown in order to get many kind of potluck clans and things like that when them kind of spins are going on. So we do see a lot of this. This is actually what we would see in a typical war, if I'm honest.
I used to, because obviously Kaya used to do some streaming from Red Elite, so I used to be not involved with them, but I kind of knew what was going on with Jenny as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, they used to spin some crazy breakdowns. Like even 30v30, they'd still be spinning like 12 Town Hall 11s. So yeah, it's a very different world from what I'm used to spinning, definitely.
Oh yeah, we've been spinning about 15 Town Hall 11s at the moment. Yeah. But we've been seeing a lot of engineering clans because of that. Is the issue?
Yeah,
okay.
Indeed. I mean, we know that Supercell are trying to play with things, to sort of to put engineers against engineers and stuff like that, but it is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bit of an idea at the spring trap, which I'll maybe mention after this, but I think I'll do my attack because there's only 10 minutes left, and I do not want to be the person that misses an attack, you know. So I think I'm just going to get ready and head on in on number 3.
Well, Hoosier's just going in on Raison first. Hoosier from Team KLAUS going in on Raison of Team Judo. Obviously, I don't think you're going to be the only one that swags attacks. I'm pretty sure that guy on Team KLAUS has let the guys down. I don't know who brought him in, but Jesus, someone's going to get some wrist slap for that. That's not cool. Sign up to an event and then don't do your attacks. What's that all about? But Hoosier here has pushed in. He's got that Queen Walk up at 1 o'clock, takes down that Dark Elixir storage, does soak a Black Mine. This is what we've been talking about with these mass bowler sort of strategies on the back of the Queen Walk. Those Black Mines early on, taking your healers down, they are a big deal. Generally, one of the big deciding factors on these raids is how many healers survive. He brings in those Giants for that wall break, but as you can see there, the Queen does not play game. She decides to go into that 12 o'clock V. She will get the Hound down. Can she get the Loon down quick enough? Yes, but she dies in the process. So that Queen Walk not getting him anything that he really wanted here. He will try and mass bowl the base and send that King through. But I think in reality here, he's no real chance of getting this one through. Now let's have a look. Kind of going at it with the Giants out front, which is interesting because there is an Inferno there, I suppose. Okay, maybe there is some strategy to that. He's got the Warden there with them. The King's already on the outside. That's another bad point there. That's definitely not going to help his cause at all here. That jump will connect him up and allow him to get to the Inferno. Tesla's pop gets that Warden ability off. I think his King actually bounced back inside. He got a little bit lucky there. The reason I'm talking and not sort of letting Judo dive in here is he's just finishing off planning his attack. He doesn't want to miss that attack. So we'll watch Hoosier go in, and then we'll see what Judo's doing straight afterwards. But as you can see, those Ragers, again, those bowlers do smash through with the healers and the Ragers. They really get it done. But once those Ragers wear off, you're going to start to see these troops thin out very, very quickly here. And he won't be able to convert this one to a triple. He does have a couple of Witches up, but as you can see, we've got Archer Towers, Wizard Towers, and still an Inferno on the back end. It's just going to be too much for him. And you can see there, he's taking some real damage on his troops. And you can see, really, the Inferno there just picking troops off one by one. There goes that Giant. Yeah, you can see that one healer, one Warden left. It's all over. Right, you guys can put a couple of defenses in that chat. That one is not going in. Let's get some Ds in there. There they go. What am I missing there? Heavier breakdowns are the answer. Something can't understand why the CWL is still so light. Yeah, Jacklish, I agree with you there. I'm surprised the CWL is so light. I thought that we would see a few more 11s in there. Obviously, we saw that Warzone versus WHF war last week, which was a little bit heavier, but still, I thought that it would... I don't know, I thought we'd still be looking even heavier than that. Haven't seen so many bowler attacks in my life, says Sofa King. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We've got 7 minutes left. 4 attacks on Team Judo. One of them, obviously, Judo, who is just finishing his final plans now. Obviously, Carbon Fin and Yovo have got Town Hall 11 attacks. And Oasis has got a Town Hall 10 as well. On the flip side, they've got Hunter with 2 attacks. He's not even in clan. What a dick. And doesn't look like he's going to attack. I have no patience for it, man. There's so many people that wanted to be in this war, and he took a spot that somebody else could have took and enjoyed.
I agree. Oh, someone's attacking the base. I've just been scouting for like...
If he triples this, that was going to be hilarious.
I bet he does.
Get ready on the backup. Get on the backup.
All right.
One
well,
ready.
he might show me, a thing or two here, because I'm planning on bringing my healers in at the bottom, and I can see, because the air defense are all at the top, that there might be some air mines at the bottom here because of that. So he might reveal a thing or two for me. So this is where I was planning on coming in with the queen and breaking in exactly there for the Inferno Tower, but I was hoping to send the king along the right-hand side of that channel and send some bowlers into that compartment, and the queen and Grand Warden kind of a little bit further.
I mean, yes, I like what it's done here. This is good.
It is good.
If that queen can get to that sweeper, that's going to really help him. I feel he could have been a bit quicker with his spells on well, all of the spells basically, but he's still looking really strong here. He's got a rage to get through that middle. Obviously, CC's out. He's got the poison down with the Warden ability, so he's going to smash that CC pretty quickly. Again,
double skeleton spell onto the queen as well.
Yeah, he didn't want to mess about. I think he saw Carbon's hit and thought, I'm not playing taking any chances. His loons have clustered up a bit here. Man, this is close. Honestly,
he's still got a Lava Hound under there as well, which will be interesting, and he's still got that haste spell to try and push them onto that back end. I think he might be good.
No,
oh, loons are actually yeah, I didn't see that Lava Hound had popped actually. So he's going to fizzle out towards the end here, but very, very close.
Man, I'd be tempted to try that again. Swap 2 haste out for a rage so you can rage that queen compartment. I think you could triple that. A couple of loons in on this sort of 2 o'clock side. I know you hate Lalo, but you must be tempted.
I am tempted, but it would be... I've got my army ready, I've got my CC troops. It would mean dropping everything for a composition that I really am not very good with. So,
I believe in you. I believe in you.
I am going to quickly, once it's finished, very, very quickly... Oh, I want to be very, very quickly as well. Watch that back, because I think there was a black air mine at the bottom there. Went off, I think I saw towards the end of the raid. So I kind of want to bring a balloon if that is the case. Yeah, I think I will definitely do that. Okay, let's quickly watch that back.
4 minutes left. Judo's just going to have a quick look to see if he can find a black mine on that south side, see how that affects his deployment. Carbonfin is also going to go live. He's hitting number 6. I don't know who Oasis is planning to hit. Has he got anything cold? Doesn't look like it. We might be swagging a 10 here. We'll see if Oasis has got a plan that he's going to go with. But obviously, we've got 3 attacks left. Carbon and Judo will definitely be hitting. I'm not sure about Oasis. And obviously, it doesn't look like the guy on Team KLAUS is going to make the hits either. Will be exchanged afterwards, I'm sure. But everything else has been awesome. This has been a hell of a lot of fun. Obviously, the score's a little bit one-sided. The Town Hall 9 game took it away. 2G, they went as the answer to that question. Terrible. My second hit, genuinely, I didn't think my second hit was that bad. It wasn't perfect, obviously it didn't triple, but considering how little I play, I was reasonably happy with that one. I felt I could improve on that one. My first hit was garbage, so we'll ignore that one completely. So yeah, terrible stuff. Bear in mind as well, on my... which hit was it? On my second hit, I did miss both hero abilities. I mean, missing 1 is pretty bad, but missing 2 is about as bad as it gets. So yeah, good stuff by me there. I was on top of my game. Clashing Duke says, did you stream my 6-pack? We did. Clashing Duke, welcome to the stream as well. Obviously, he's one of the YouTubers involved in this one. Make sure you click on him. I don't know if he does any streaming on YouTube, on Twitch, but he definitely does a lot of work on YouTube. Carbonfin is live. Here we go. 11v11 from Carbon. I want to get this because, as you can see, they've got one more 11v11 than us. I want us to even that up so we didn't get beat in any part of the map. That's the plan here. So he brings in that king, got that queen down as well, doing a little bit of work on this top side. Obviously, he knows there's a hound in the CC. He does have 1 skelly spell. Why has he got 1 skelly spell? Oh, for the queen, obviously. Yeah, sorry, but no poison. Right, that makes sense. I'm with you now. Queen's going to clear.
Just so you know, I'm going to have to go for my attack in the background. I'm sorry.
No worries, man. So as soon as we know what's happening with this one, we'll dive in on Judo as well. Queen takes down that wizard tower. She's then going to step down into the air defense. So very nicely. As you can see, still got queen ability at this point. She might make it to that archer tower. Man, this is very nice. 2 minutes left on the clock. He's got no worries for time. And he starts that air. This is looking very good for Carbon here. Obviously, that hound was not meant to go that way. He swagged a hound. Now, that's either extremely confident go with a mistake there. I don't think he intended to do that. As you can see, Judo's just gone live as well, so we will dive in the second that we know what happens with this attack. I have a feeling that Swag Hound might be a bit too much here. Let's have a look. Gets that rage down to get through the Inferno. Also gets him into that Queen. You see there, he's dropped the Skelly spell on the Queen. The downside here is, though, because none of his troops have gone into this Expo or that Wizard Tower, that Queen is surviving pretty well there. He pops that Warden ability. The Skellies do kill the King, but they have not killed the Queen. Man, it's going to be tough here. I think this one's all over. Obviously, that Hound mistake at the start, Carbon will hate that, because he'll know that with that extra Hound, this could have looked very different. And yeah, he's just run out, so I'm going to dive over now. He's not quite going to get that one through. We're going to have a look how Judo's getting on as well. So here we go. Judo is in. He gets that wall break in where he wants. Through go those bowlers into that Inferno compartment with that rage. He'll only need a couple of bouncers to get it. He does get it. And then through goes his Queen. Queen clears the barracks. Now then, is she? Yeah, she should get pulled up there. Those skellies should pull her up there. Let's hope so. Eagle is lit. Brings in the baby dragon for the town hall. Well, actually, I'm not sure he'll need that. I think he's fine there. Obviously, we'll have to pop something here. The Queen very low on health, so he goes for the Queen ability. He's still got that tome as well to help him get through the heroes, and then in come the hogs. Very smartly done there. Realised that he'd already got the heroes locked on, so why not get those hogs in pretty quickly? Queen gets a bonus expo as well, helping out here. If she get that bomb tower, that would be huge, because obviously that does a lot of damage. Yeah, it does get it. He uses one of the rages on the hogs to keep them moving. Man, I bet he wishes he had one more heal here. And now through those hogs, he has no poison.
Hog Riders just went down. Hog Riders went down. I think my heal spell, I was too optimistic. I put it too far forward, and the bomb tower just wrecked them. But to be honest, it was a disaster from the start, because I lured the CC with the if you watch it back, you'll see I planned to take out the air bomb, but then also take out the archer towers so that I could have a better funnel. And I lured the CC accidentally, which I wasn't planning on doing, obviously. And then it was just panic stations. And I tried to get back to the plan, and it somewhat worked. And I misplaced the heal, I think was another mistake. But ultimately, the start was a terrible, terrible start. So feel free to watch it back, and you know, you guys can see what I was planning on doing. You guys can give me some tips, because like I said, I'm not the best attacker in the world. But I don't know, do you have that up? Do you want me to talk you through it, and you guys can give me some advice?
I'll start it off going in. Obviously,
Did Carbon get the triple?
So
I didn't
Judo,
hear.
just starting off. No, okay. He didn't. He put a on tile and it went to the wrong air defense, and that really didn't help him.
So let me know when you're going to press play, and I'll
sorry, I've already played. Your loons have just gone in. Your giants on the mortar.
Okay, yeah, so I put one balloon in knowing that the air bomb was there. Then I brought two behind it in order to get that archer tower, because I thought then I can funnel the barracks there without worrying about the Queen walking up towards the town hall. But you can see I lured a baby dragon and a witch, which I didn't see initially until they came down to the bottom when I put my king in. And then when I saw that, I obviously panicked a little bit, wasn't sure what to do, so I put the Queen in with the healers in order to try and help the king. But obviously I wasn't expecting that CC. I was going to push the bowlers, as I have now, forward into that compartment to get the single inferno and the wizard towers. King obviously went down massively initially, which I wasn't expecting. So I kind of corrected it, but it was just, I'd lost too many troops. My healers just weren't where I wanted them to be, and it just was a bad start, to be honest. And I had two poisons. I wanted one for the skellies, for the hog riders as well. Obviously I had to then use that on the second witch. So then I tried to just push the hog riders in as I'd planned. Didn't get as much from the kill squad. I wanted them to get right the way a little bit deeper than that, or I'd planned them to, at least to get that wizard tower in the middle after they got the queen, and then the hogs would be kind of right the way across the top. They wouldn't have to necessarily go into that middle compartment other than to the eagle artillery. And I also had thought about saving some hogs for the top, for the north, to help to funnel them. But I think, honestly, I can't really see there. It looks like the bomb tower shredded a lot of my hogs, but I can't really tell. Yeah, the bomb tower's the one that savaged your hogs. Your queen did really well, to be honest, considering, like you said, with the start, with the split CC and everything else. I mean, you got it back. The queen's exactly where you wanted her to be, did exactly what you wanted her to do. You even had a rage that you didn't really have much to do with in the end. It went on the hogs. Because I wanted that to go you know, I ultimately had that for the queen. I had 2 rages to push her right the way through, and then, you know, take a little bit further out the middle, but I just panicked too much, I guess, with that one. But that was the plan anyway. I hope you guys had a bit of an idea as to what I was doing, just didn't quite execute it.
I really enjoyed that war. Obviously, I mean, I can't say if my attacks were atrocious. They truly were. I thought you did well there. I thought there was some good part. Didn't go in, but I thought there was some good stuff. Let's just have a look. You can see there, Team Judo 126, Team KLAUS 118. So I'm going to put a woo in that chat. Guys, don't go anywhere, because Lady Beat is going to be taking over in just a minute. She's going to start up her Sunday night school sessions. They're going to be having a look at some Valk bowler attacks on Twitch. And obviously, both myself and Judo, and probably 15 of the YouTubers in this war, are going to be putting some content out based on this. You're going to see every attack from every angle. I'm telling you now, you're not going to miss a trick with this war, are they? They're going to see everything for about the next month.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of guys as well that didn't get involved with the streaming were very much planning on doing content recaps from this. And we did get some beautiful attacks as well. And it was quite nice, like we said, just to get people that wouldn't normally get involved with the CWL wars to have the chance to battle alongside us and battle alongside people that are involved in the CWL wars and feel like they're in them kind of higher events, and, you know, just a little bit of fun for everyone, really. And I think the general consensus is that people have enjoyed it, which is ultimately what we wanted. Yeah,
like I said, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an awesome event, and as soon as you sort of mentioned it, I jumped in straight away. I wanted to be involved with it. Obviously, it was great for the streamers, you know, particularly because obviously we work with Galadon. We've never worked with Galadon on Twitch before, so that was cool. But yep. Lady B, Rorak, Susie, and Clash Playhouse all got to play and be involved in the event as well, so that was cool for the Twitch side. Clash Playhouse says, when are we going to do a streamers versus YouTubers war? I mean, that's tough because a lot of the YouTubers are streamers, they're just not on Twitch. I think it would have to be Twitch versus YouTubers. Maybe that'd be the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think that would potentially be the way to go around it, Twitch versus YouTubers, and, you know, we should set things like this up. I mean, it's got to be a little bit easier to set up than this one, I feel. I think the idea of getting subscribers in was a beautiful idea, but in reality, you know, I cannot thank you enough the other night, Adam. You certainly helped to keep my sanity, you know, chasing around people that were just not showing up for the event, and, you know, we were trying to spin, and we just had a bunch of people just not there. So I think it was a nice idea, but, you know, it was a lot to pull off.
Yeah, no, I think it went great, and obviously you KLAUS, and Pickles as well, all helped out and made it happen. It was difficult as well. I mean, you know, nothing to do with language or anything, but obviously with Alex, I mean, I've never worked with Alex before. I barely knew who he was. Same with Skylive, because they do YouTube in other languages. I mean, I can't watch it. I don't know what's happening on their channels. So obviously it was great to be involved with them, but again, it's always that little bit harder to organise things because we do things a certain way and we're just used to it, whereas they don't. I'll give you an example. I never ever show in-game chat. Whereas one of the YouTubers did, and it's like, it's not that I'm doing it right and they're doing, just used to different things, different standards as to how we do it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one as well. I never show the chat just because you never know who, you know, wants to be shared and who doesn't. You know, I show my own fails on my YouTube channel and I try and break them down and show what I could or couldn't have done, and, you know, that's how I find that you're going to improve from doing that. But I never show fails or anything like that either. That was something I was asked not too long ago. But I know we were talking about engineering. I'm interested to hear what your fans would say. I featured on the Spring Trap a couple of weeks ago. Actually, it was only a week and a half ago now. But I just kind of randomly came up with the idea. But I thought it was a good idea in terms of flipping the algorithm so that we would have, like right now, the issue with engineering is that they build too much offense and no defense. So why don't we just flip the algorithm for a bit so that it doesn't have to be a massive advantage, but there's an advantage to players with a heavier defense. Then the engineers would have to try and catch up a little bit, which no doubt they would try. They're going to try for that advantage, but it would take them a little bit of time. And then when they do that, we just flip the algorithm again, and we're almost one step ahead of them. And, you know, they'll always be at a disadvantage because of that.
Yeah, I mean, that was the crazy thing, because engineering's been a problem for as long as war, or, you know, as war's been out. People only recognise it in this last year or so, but it has been a lot of, it has been, you know, a longer term problem than that. And I think it was about 18 months ago, around about when CWL started, they made a few updates, and they said it was going to finish engineering, because what they did is they put even more weight on the algorithm in terms of defense. And I was like, what are they doing? That's just crazy. Like, the whole point of it is the algorithm needs to recognize offense at least as an equal, if not as the priority, rather than defense. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that if the algorithm was more, because that way, if everybody had equal offense, then not building defenses, you're only hurting your own team, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to rush off, mainly because I'm absolutely starving. I'm really hungry. I didn't get time to eat before stream. I've had some problems with my Twitch emotes, so I was trying to fix that before we started. But honestly, this has been a lot of fun. We'll definitely do something like this again. I'm looking forward to it. We need Warzone to match Elite Gaming in the playoffs. Then we could do this again.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it again sometime. I do appreciate you've been, you know, on stream for kind of 4 hours. I've just been on the last hour and a half here, so I do want to just say thank you for coming on board and you know, allowing me to come onto your Twitch as well. Nearly said YouTube there. Again, it has been a lot of fun and just something a little bit different, so I hope your guys have enjoyed it as well. I know my guys over on YouTube seem to have enjoyed the change. I had quite a few viewers there, so yeah, thank you so much, Adam. I do appreciate it.
Thank you as well. Obviously, for anyone that doesn't know, Judo was the one that sort of is the workhorse behind this. A few people have helped out, definitely, but Judo was the one that really got this moving, so this event is thanks to him. So thank you for having not just me, but all the Twitch streamers as well as the YouTubers involved. I'm going to drop Judo's link in the Twitch chat. That's Judo's YouTube. If any of you guys haven't already, even if you can't watch it now, just click on it, throw him a sub, and then check him out next time you've got a bit of spare time to have a look at what he's doing. But like I said, I am going to dash off. It's been awesome working with you. The subs, the resubs, the bits, the donations, all that kind of good stuff. You guys are too kind to me. And I'll be back sometime this week. I don't know when, but I'll be back at some point. But yeah, thanks again, Judo. Really enjoyed this one. Yes, thank you so much, and you take care. Yeah, you too. I'm going to host up on Twitch. I'm going to host up Lady B, because Lady B is doing some bowl of Valk strategy, so please don't go anywhere. Let's have a look. Oh, my emotes are... Okay guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the kind of dual stream there, something that we've never done. I have kind of backed out of the call there, so Adam shouldn't be able to hear me. I have just dropped the link to his YouTube channel in the chat there, so please go and drop him a sub. He's a great guy, helped out a lot with this event. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We will be bringing you recaps as well from the event. Obviously, my attacks didn't quite go to plan there at the end, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, gave you guys a chance to get involved with these wars, and we will definitely be looking to expand and do this again sometime, but that is going to wrap it up. I hope you have enjoyed it. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.